Hello, everyone. My name is John Brenneman. I'm the president here at MOA Vacations, and I am joined today by both Manny, who's sitting next to me. We are on the sailing on the Scenic Eclipse. We are actually right now in the Atlantic. We're heading. We departed Bermuda yesterday, and we're on our way to the Bahamas. So we're here at sea. And then back on the mainland, we've got Garrett with us. Garrett's actually going to do the majority of the presentation. He's actually going to talk to us about Scenic, both the ocean and the river product. After that, he's going to talk about some group departures we have, which is your opportunity to join us on Scenic with some of your fellow MOA members. And then at the very end, all three of us will be here for a Q&A, at which point you'll have the opportunity to have any of your questions answered. If you kind of put your mouse or your scroll down the bottom of your screen, you'll see a little menu that pops up. There's a couple little conversation bubbles that say Q&A. At any time during the presentation, if you have any questions, feel free to go ahead and drop them in that Q&A. If I can't answer them, Manny's sitting right next to me. Both Manny and Garrett, if I didn't say that, work with Scenic. So they're both here to answer any questions. So we can actually answer your questions during Garrett's presentation if he says anything. We are recording the webinar, so we will send everyone a link to the recording that you can watch on YouTube. Since I'm at sea, that probably won't come out until Monday. If we can get to it sooner, we certainly will, but on Monday you'll get that. So be on the lookout for that. We started right on the hour, so if during the presentation somebody says something that you want to revisit, just kind of look at your phone or your clock or your watch or whatever and make a note of the time. And then when you rewatch the video, you can just fast forward to that point. So let's say we're 35 minutes in. Of course, you can watch all 35 minutes again, or if you just make a note of that, you can fast forward to that point. One of the things I always like to start about when we do these is talk about MOA Vacations, the kind of things that make us unique amongst travel agencies. And so if you look at this slide, we really talk about four things basically. And the first thing is our superior level of service. We do provide a concierge level of service. We're here to provide any assistance you need with planning your next vacation. As those of you who've been on webinars before, you've heard me say this before, we are and we continue to be the only travel agency in the United States that offers travel on a satisfaction guaranteed basis. And that means exactly what it sounds like. If any time before or during your trip you have an issue, you can contact us and we will get that resolved to your satisfaction. I personally handle most of those issues. Unless I'm out of the office, in which case our Vice President Mike Tyrell handles them. But 90% of the cases, if you have an issue, a problem, or a concern with any booking that you make through MOA Vacations, you'll talk to me directly and we will get you an answer within 48 hours. I know a product like Scenic provides better service than some of the other vendors out there. But the industry norm is 6 to 8 weeks. So if you have a problem with ABC Cruise Line, you contact them, they'll get back to you and say they'll have an answer in 6 to 8 weeks. Personally, I think that's ridiculous that it takes 2 months to answer a problem. So we get that done in 48 hours. We do guarantee the lowest prices. I often tell people that we used to not have 4 bullets. We used to have 3 because the lowest price guarantee was kind of sort of that satisfaction guarantee, because no one would be satisfied if they paid too much, but people like to hear us say it out loud, so we do guarantee the lowest price. Free amenities, we have a MOA exclusive amenity program. Before we promote a product like Scenic, we always want them to offer MOA members and MOA members guests an exclusive amenity in recognition of your past and continued service. So obviously, since we are doing a joint webinar with Scenic, they have decided to be part of that program. So now if you book any Scenic Ocean or any Scenic River, you will receive an $150 onboard credit. That is in addition to the lowest price. That is a benefit that you wouldn't get if you booked through another travel agency or if you book direct with Scenic. So that is a true amenity for your past and continued service. I do have an interesting story I wanted to share. Is when we first started talking to Scenic, one of the first questions I always ask when we talk to vendors is, do you provide a military discount? At the time, Scenic did not, but they have since, actually since the time that I did the interview with Liz, if any of you read the newsletter, have decided to offer a military discount program. It is $300 on every river and $500 on every ocean. Is that correct, Garrett, or did I get that backwards? Okay, so
That's correct.
$300 or $500, 300 river, 500 on ocean. And that not only applies to MOA members, that would apply to anyone who serves. So basically MOA, by partnering with Scenic, has gotten an added benefit for all servicemen and servicewomen. So I'm kind of proud of the fact that we were able to put that together and that they are now offering that benefit. And then the last thing that we were able to offer is the group opportunities. I alluded to this already. But we do have some group opportunities. A little over half of the MOA members that call us actually inquire if there is an opportunity to travel with their fellow MOA members. And so when we get to these group departures, for example, we have Antarctica. Scenic has a lot of different dates and opportunities to go to Antarctica. So you can literally go whenever you want. Even the group itinerary that Garrett's going to go over briefly, you can go on other dates. But if you are willing to have some flexibility of when you travel and would like the camaraderie and the added enjoyment of going with your other MOA members, that's why we held a date, to give you that opportunity if you're interested in that. And then the last thing I always like to mention is anything we offer MOA members, we offer MOA members guests, your friends and family. There's not any limit on it. So when we talk about that MOA exclusive amenity of that $150 onboard credit, that would apply not only to you and the person who's in your suite with you, but it would apply to any friends or family members who you brought along with you on that cruise. Now, the military discount is a military discount, and that's going to require, that is only going to be offered to people who have military service. But the MOA exclusive amenity, the guaranteed lowest rates, the service, the opportunity to travel with the group. Absolutely, if you have friends and family that want to join you, like on the Antarctica group or the Douro River Cruise group or the Danube group, bring them along. They will get all the service, all the amenities, all the savings and everything. So with that being said, once again, I saw some people came in late. So I'm going to turn over to Garrett. Garrett's going to talk about Scenic Ocean, Scenic River, briefly kind of go through the groups that we're holding. We currently have 3 groups for next year. And then Garrett, myself, and Manny, who's sitting next to me, are going to answer all of your questions. So without any further ado, Garrett, tell us more about Scenic.
John, real quick, I also have the Q&A up here, so feel free to pop in your questions. I'm already on it. So
so at any point, if Garrett says anything and you want additional kind of clarification or whatever, Manny and I are teaming up on this one. So there you go. So Garrett, tell us more.
Great. Thanks, John. I'm excited to partner with you guys and MOA Vacations and our military out there serving today and retired. So we're really excited about this partnership and really excited to tell you more about Scenic. So I'm not in the video with my head right into the camera. I'm going to stop my video and we'll come back after we finish. So we'll start out with our world-class Scenic luxury cruises, river and ocean products. Scenic has revolutionized the river cruise market in Europe and the Southeast Asia, offering all-inclusive 5-star journeys. Then in 2019, we launched our Scenic Eclipse, the world's first discovery yacht, marked a new benchmark in ultra-luxury cruising, a legacy that continued by its sister ship, Scenic Eclipse 2, which debuted in 2023. Scenic has been around for over 30 years, family-owned business, started in 1986 by Glenn Moroney, a Newcastle Australian. He began offering coach tours, exploring all of Australia. And then before long, he started offering river cruises, ocean cruises around the globe. Scenic has become now a global company operating over 500 cruises and tours throughout every continent of the world. Our Scenic Group fleet is curated and driven by Glenn's desire to innovate and set new standards in small ship, ocean, and river cruise spaces. So let's get into our award-winning offerings. We have our 2 beautiful Eclipse ships, 1 and 2, as I mentioned, debuted in 2019 and debuted in 2023. And then our 13 ultra luxury space ships that you see here on this screen. Our largest is 160 and our smallest is 68 guests. So we travel in small spaces. And our Eclipse spaces, 228 is the max, but when we go to Antarctica, we reduce that number to 200 because we bring on more Discovery team members. So we have two Scenic Eclipse ships, 6-star ultra luxury ocean yachts. Eclipse 1 launched in 2019, Eclipse 2 in 2022. They are Discovery yachts that will immerse you into ultra luxury cruising in a class of its own. Don't just take our word for it. You'll have John to personally give you some feedback on his experience, because John right now is sailing on the Eclipse 1. It's also been on the Condé Nast hot list. We are setting the new standard in ultra luxury cruisings. We have awards from all of the major trade media, as well as Cruise Critic, from you, our guests who sail with us. We're very, very proud of these remarkable awards that we win year after year. We have a high amount of return guests, and you can trust that you will be taken care of with our tenure of luxury cruising and proven accolades by trusted travel voices from Best Expedition Cruise Line, Best Luxury Ship Spa Design, and Best Cruise Innovations. Your clients will enjoy, you will enjoy, and experience a truly all-inclusive onboard Scenic Eclipse 1 and 2. They'll immerse yourselves in dining experiences at 10 different culinary, contemporary French wine dining, invitation-only dining experiences at chef's tables, which is an 11-course meal. Your guests will have a selection of drink options with premium beverages, 9 bars and lounges. We touch on, we have a 5,900 square foot spa, Senses Spa, that'll indulge spaces with indulgent spaces, as well as a gym, yoga studio. We offer explorations to see the world-class destinations like never before, with our 2 helicopters that were custom built, Airbus, to our submersible, which can take you 700 feet below the sea. So with our up to 10 dining experiences, private spaces, these are all included. We have the finest selection of premium beverages. We have a night market in a sushi restaurant, Asian fusion, a chef's table, as I mentioned, with the 11-course wine pairing, which is an invitation only. We have a French restaurant, Lumineer, yacht club for casual dining, Azure bar and cafe for all-day grazing, and 24-hour in-suite dining. We also have Epicure culinary masterclasses and 100 brands of whiskey to choose from, as well as 30 different champagnes that you'll have available in our French restaurant, and multiple options of sake that you can choose from in our Asian restaurant. And after a full day of exploring, why not relax in our 6,000 square foot sanctuary? The exclusive Senses Spa has a sauna, steam room, relaxation lounge, pungal pools, signature thermal loungers, which are all included for our guests to enjoy, therapeutic pressure showers. So most of the only thing that you have to pay for in our spas are those treatments, but you can spend half a day in our spa enjoying the sauna, steam rooms, pungal pools, thermal loungers, and therapeutic pressure showers. And then onto our ultra luxury suites. All the luxury amenities you would expect from a 6-star hotel. The Scenic Slumber Luxury King bed with a pillow menu and an electric control adjustment for comfort, separate sleep zones and lounge areas, in-suite bathroom with a shower and vanity, butler with an in-suite beverage and dining service, and daily restocked minibar. There are 114 total suites. Our veranda suite, which is our lead-in one, starts at 344 square feet. Then you jump to our spa suite, which is 500 square feet. Then the panorama suite, which is 1,200 square feet. And last but not least, where John and Manny are hanging out right now, the owner's penthouse, 2,000 square feet. You can have in-room dining with 8 guests. There's also a therapeutic spa bath in the owner's suite. Scenic offers 3 styles of cruising. But first, let's take a quick little, this should be a video for you guys to watch. Oh, no, not yet, sorry. just needed to change the screen. So we have 3 different voyages that we sail. We have our expedition, discovery, and our cruise voyages. So the expedition offer unrivaled exploration. The discoveries are a perfect blend of exploring and immersion. And our cruise voyages feature just the great immersive onshore encounters. And of course, all of these come with an expert discovery team. When we do sail to the Arctic regions, we do reduce the number of count from 228 to 200 guests to bring on more experts for our guests to enjoy. We have great lectures, education programs, our discovery excursions. We included in the programs are kayaks, stand-up paddle boards. We have complimentary parkers and water bottles. And we also provide you boots when you're in the region, but you do need to return those to us. And then, of course, incredible entertainment, state-of-the-art theater where you'll have some great talks with our expert team, as well as some great entertainment in this state-of-the-art theater on the ship. Here is a quick shot of these amazing toys that you get to play with on Scenic Eclipse 1 and 2, the 2 Airbus helicopters that were custom made. Then each ship has their own submersible that you see here in this picture. They are in high demand when we do sail, and they're available to use, and they are at an additional cost too, just so you know. This is our bridge, and which is open to our guests 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So if you wanted to go in, have a coffee with one of our captains or any of our team that are there, you come in there, we have a coffee machine, grab a seat, enjoy the view, and learn about a little bit about sailing an ultra luxury ship. Now, let's watch a quick little video.
My name is Erwan Lerozic, and I'm the captain of Scenic Eclipse. I was very excited to join the ship because she's unique. You have a submarine.
Permission to start time.
You have helicopters. You have 200 guests and 200 crew. You have so many dining venues. We have an open bridge policy, so the wheelhouse is accessible for the guests. Anytime they can come, they can see what we're doing. What you have in front of us is Antarctica. We look at these kind of innovations in every aspect, not just about the fact that we have a brand new, fantastic ship, but also in offering new experiences to the guests. The ship is in operation basically 12 months a year, 365 days. We offer wonderful memories for the guests.
It's hard to explain because there's nothing that I can relate it to.
We bring this concept of discovery everywhere, being curious, trying to find something special everywhere, bring extra emotions.
So that video was taken from our docu-series that we did called Maritime Masters. So what we should do is put that in the chat if we can, maybe the link to the YouTube video. They are all on YouTube. There are 10 parts. They're 30 minutes each. It's an amazing docu-series. You follow our ship Eclipse 1 from San Diego all the way down the Pacific coast through the Chilean fjords, then to Antarctica. So that was just a quick little snippet of it. And I think it's definitely worth watching, especially if you're interested in sailing with us. So these ships are state of the art. The technology is amazing. It's a Polar 6 class rating, which means that the hull is reinforced to break ice. It has GPS dynamic positioning, which means that it maintains our location during landings on icebergs or ice shelves that we can just pull right up to where there's a protected seabed. We don't need to drop an anchor. Our GPS dynamic positioning allows us to pull up next to it and maintain the location of that area so that we can safely disembark the ship right onto an ice shelf. State-of-the-art seafloor detecting sonar for underwater obstacles that may be visible, nautical charts, especially in remote regions. It also includes ice radar. We can detect ice 4 miles away from the ship. Our rotating azipods propulsion systems, these are just absolutely incredible. They are 360 below our ship. And then the oversized stabilizers, 50% larger than any other ship. This allows for greater stability, and it's very important in Antarctica, especially when we were sailing across the Drake. Our ventilation and air conditioning systems are state of the art, providing 100% fresh air on the ship. And then we have 2 engines. Our sustainability, we have biosecurity, which is a strict adherence to all of the AIATO protocols, which ensures crew and guests keep safe distance from wildlife and follow biosecurity guidelines, preventing microfibers, bacteria from reaching the continent. We have an incredible waste and water treatment program, which creates the highest clean water rate possible. Effective engine, which is Scenic Eclipse only uses clean fuel, which gets treated so it doesn't pollute and only brings white smoke opposed to black smoke. All our interior has been designed and built by certified sustainable companies. And our own onboard presentations and wildlife, our conservations are second to none. Due to the location of our Zodiacs on the Scenic Eclipse, our discovery team can get them off the ship and into the water within 30 minutes, allowing our guests more time. Our technology allows for smooth sailings throughout the Drake Passage. And that is some of the reasons why you want to sail with us to Antarctica. Our expert team, our lead, has completed his 100th sailing to Antarctica this year, just to give you a little idea of the experience level you're going to be provided with. And then when we're in some warmer destinations, we got our yacht experiences. So we've got our marina platform where we take out all these fun little toys to experience when we're in the climate, of course, to enjoy them. So again, the Eclipse 1 and 2 sails around the globe, 365 days a year, touches 85 countries, 7 continents, and over 300 ports in a year. Here's a quick little review of where it starts and where it finishes. It is in motion constantly, and it brings clients to places that you can't go to only with Scenic. Here is our first group departure. This is on December 10 of 2025. It starts in Buenos Aires and ends in Buenos Aires. So this is a 13-day itinerary. This is our Antarctica in-depth cruise. This will explore diverse wildlife like penguins, seals, whales. You'll go to Deception Island, Paradise Bay. You'll navigate the Lemire Channel with its towering cliffs and icebergs. There's potential visits of the research bases. We'll do Zodiac cruises around ice formations. You have kayak options. You have, you'll cross the Antarctic Circle and experience the unique landscape of South Georgia, the Falklands, with their penguin colonies. It's absolutely incredible. And with all of our technology from the ship and all the toys that we have, just can bring you further into Antarctica. In Antarctica, longer than our competition, because it takes us approximately 30 hours to cross the Drake, which means that, because our competition does it in no less than 48 hours, which means you have at least a day to 2 days longer in Antarctica when you sail with Scenic to Antarctica. So now we will move on into our rivers. And I think we're going to start with a quick little video.
The difference is in the details. Scenic ultra luxury river cruising. Personalized travel with an award-winning reputation. Innovative 5-star ships and an expertly trained crew. Spacious, luxurious suites and butler service. All-inclusive dining venues with premium beverages. Health and well-being your way. A choice of immersive excursions and exclusive events. Small ship access to the heart of Europe. Scenic, in a class of its own.
So again, here saying we have a long legacy of success in the river market for Scenic and proven experience with our award-winning fleets, from Best River Cruise Line, Condé Nast Best River Cruise Ship, Best River Suite Design. And again, years after years, we get these awards. We're very proud of them. We are truly all-inclusive, ultra luxury. Butler service for all our suites, choice of excursions that are included, 5 dining options on the rivers. You have our Scenic and Rich exclusive events that kind of hinted on in that video, where we take you to a palace or castle and have an incredible event that is exclusive to our Scenic guests, premium beverages, complimentary Wi-Fi, all your gratuities, round-trip airport transfers are also included. Just to recap again, our inclusions: butler service, and that is for all of our Scenic product. That is for all of our suites, premium beverages. These are all included. Choice of shore excursions, 5 dining options, all your gratuities, and at least 1 included excursion every day, plus our Scenic and Rich exclusive event. Whether you're looking to unwind or immerse, we have on 6 of our ships, we have the opportunity to relax in a vitality pool, which is on our sun deck. And we also have in all of our ships, we have our wellness areas. We have massages, facials available for our guests, which are at an additional cost. And then our new to our Scenic ships is our salt therapy lounges, which utilizes the healing power of the salt to promote health and well-being. And then all of our ships have a fitness center, which is state-of-the-art gym that also will organize yoga on the sun deck or guided hikes, excursions. And we have e-bikes as well, where we'll use them for tours, and we will have them available for our guests to use at their leisures. So from fine dining, degustation to a relaxed meal in the River Cafe, you have Crystal Dining Room, which offers a wide range of cuisine, to Portobello's, which is our 32 guests per night, and groups can be hosted here as well. And that is an invite only. Then we have the third option is our Table La Rive, which is an exclusive to our Diamond Deck guests, and that caters to 10, and it's a 6-course wine pairing. And then on occasion, you'll have at least 1 days where we'll do a sun deck barbecue, and that'll be for all of our guests. And then you have, of course, room service available 24 hours a day. And then onto your sanctuaries. You have our balcony suites that start at 205 square feet. They are luxury queen size beds, Scenic slumber beds. We have our Scenic lounge. We have our all-weather indoor-outdoor balcony system that you see in the back there. So you have floor-to-ceiling windows there. By a touch of a button, the top half of the window drops into the bottom half, and you have your all-weather indoor-outdoor balcony, which is absolutely a game changer. You don't lose any square footage of your room, and it is just incredible the way the technology of it. This has been copied now by other cruise lines, but this is something that we came out with when we designed and built our ship. Then you go up to our Royal Balcony Suites, where we're at 300 square feet. And then our owners are up to 520 square feet. And again, Scenic slumber beds, queen size beds, the lounge chair, the Scenic Sun Lounge. You have a separate lounge area in these types of suites, oversized bathrooms with separate showers and baths, and upgraded bath amenities in the suite categories. Here's another shot of our suites. And this is the Royal Suite. This is incredible. You have that soaking tub separate from the bedroom. To the left of that in that picture is your indoor-outdoor all-weather balcony system. And this is where we sail in Europe. So this covers all of the major rivers. So from the Douro to the Rhone to the Bordeaux region, the Seine, from the Rhine, Main, Danube, all the way from Amsterdam to Bucharest. We cover all of the major rivers. And let's watch this short little
It's
video.
more than river cruising. It's France in truly all-inclusive luxury. It's being immersed in a rich culinary journey. It's an exclusive Scenic and Rich concert in the heart of the Médoc region. It's exploring vineyards, towns and chateaux. It's shopping with a Scenic chef and mastering French cuisine. It's the French way of life. Scenic's truly all-inclusive luxury is in a class of its own. It's more than
Great. So as we mentioned, every day there's a Scenic free choice experiences that suit all types of our travelers, from thermal baths in Budapest to local guides, city walking tours, active pace to gentle walking paces. We'll hike through vineyards and enjoy remarkable views of the Rhine River in Rudensheim, for some examples. And then our enrichment programs where guests have the opportunity to feel the soul of Europe through a range of memorable custom design experiences. They can be behind the scenes, discover the wonders of Europe after the gates have closed to the general public. This is a once in a lifetime experience, the wow moments, classical concerts at Palace Liechtenstein in Vienna, dinner and classical concert at the Pope's Palace in Avignon, for some examples. And here is our next group departure. This is the Gems of the Danube, and this is going to sail on September 29th of 2025, and it will start in Budapest and end in Munich. The highlights of the Gem is the landmarks like Budapest Parliament Building, experiencing the cultural richness of Vienna with that private classical concert at Palace Liechtenstein. Visit the historic Benedictine Abbey in Melk, navigating the picturesque Wachau Valley. There's also an opportunity to actually take a e-bike, the e-assist bike, from Melk to Bronslot for that ride through Wachau Valley, and it is absolutely memorable. Definitely recommended. And then the medieval charm of cities like Regensburg, Nuremberg, while enjoying the luxury and all-inclusive nature of scenic experiences, essentially a journey through the heart of Europe's most stunning river landscapes with access to unique cultural experiences and fine dining. And then our third group departure is the delightful Douro. This will be sailing on July 16th of 2025, and it's Porto to Porto round trip. This cruise highlights are the scenery of Portugal's Douro Valley, including the Verdant Vineyards, the historic town, the world-renowned port wine tastings, exclusive access to villages like Provençal, the private concert in São Francisco Church in Porto, the opportunity to cross the border into Spain to explore the city Salamanca, all while enjoying, again, luxurious accommodations and an all-inclusive experience on board Scenic Eclipse. So just to recap, we sail on all 7 continents. We explore 13 of the world's rivers, and we have 27 ships today in our fleet. And as John mentioned earlier, we do have our military savings program, $500 per suite on yacht voyages and $300 per suite savings on our river cruises.
Oh, I turned that off, right? Can you hear me, Garrett?
I can hear you.
Okay. Hey, a couple of things before we get into the Q&A. Manny's sitting next to me and answering the questions right now. The last questions just came in, and I saw somebody asked about sports coats. I looked at Manny and said, I went to Coco, which is a sushi restaurant last night, and I was the only person wearing a sports coat. And he said that he went to Lumine, which is kind of the French restaurant, right? And he was the only person there wearing a sports coat. So, you know, it's resort casual kind of thing. You know, I will say that, you know, it's warm here sailing from Bermuda to the Bahamas, so that might be the reason fewer people were wearing sports coat. On Antarctica, you might have more people wearing them. I don't know if you want to jump in on this, Garrett, but it's one of those types of things. If you'd like to wear a sports coat, feel free, but it certainly isn't required. As I said, we were at 2 restaurants last night, and there was 2 people, these 2, that were wearing sports coats. So,
I think it depends on the location where you're cruising to. You know, a nice sweater for Antarctica, a blazer, you know, those are probably appropriate, and you might see more of them in a colder climate. But when you're in a warmer climate, I don't think you're going to see as many jackets for the men, at least.
I was just going to say that, you know, from our experience, you know, very few people do. I had a couple other things that came up. Garrett mentioned the 24-hour dining. I was preparing for this presentation today, so I actually had lunch in my suite, and it is not your typical in-room dining menu. I figured I'd share what I had for lunch. I had a Caesar salad, I had lamb chops, which were phenomenal, and gelato for dessert. So it's not the I'm getting a pepperoni pizza and fries kind of menu kind of thing. And so it was a phenomenal lunch, and that was just in suite dining. I did want to mention, kind of when we went through this, and I didn't mention at the beginning, is I am on this sailing with our media specialist, and we are shooting a video while we were on it. So like today when we were touring around, we actually went to the mudroom where they have the boats. We actually saw the helicopter. We saw the submarine and all those types of things. So we are actually going to get some footage and we're going to put it together. Now, actually to edit and do the sound and everything on a video is probably going to take several weeks. So, but at some point in time, we're going to be able to share a video with you about this cruise experience. I did want to mention, Garrett mentioned that we're in the owner's suite. Unfortunately, this is not either one of our accommodations.
Well, they gave us a key, so.
They gave us a key. We were joking, if you were on here earlier, I was like, they think they're getting me out of this room after this.
Well, we can always go paper, rock, scissors, so who keeps the.
It's large enough for both of us. Okay, and then what was the other thing I had? I'm trying to look. Oh, the bridge tour. I wanted to mention that a few years ago we did a BOA signature group. That's where we take the whole ship on the American Countess on the Mississippi River. And I told them we wanted to do a bridge tour, and they originally scheduled one because they could only fit 12 people in the bridge at the time. Smaller bridge than obviously on this ship. And we ended up having to do 5 or 6 of those tours because it was so popular with the MOA members to have that. I actually went into the bridge last night. I don't know if you could tell from the video, having been there, I could see it. They literally have sofas in there. So you can literally go in there, grab a coffee and sit down. As I mentioned, have a conversation. So it is literally designed for MOA members in particular who are interested in that to go up and, you know, 1 day, 2 days, however often that you'd like to go up there and just sit and chat with them. And then let me see, I can't even read my own handwriting. Oh, the videos for Maritime Masters, Manny has sent those to me, so we are going to go ahead when I send the video, when I send the email on Monday that has a link to this webinar. We will also include the links to those Maritime Masters videos if you're interested in watching those. So that information will be supplied as well. And other than that, I think that's about it. Manny's answering questions. You know, I saw somebody asked about singles. We always get questions on singles. Garrett, I know Manny probably typed an answer to that, but for those who are listening who aren't reading the questions and answers, do you want to talk briefly about singles on both ocean and on river?
We always have promotions for singles to travel, anywhere from no supplements to 25% supplement up to 45% supplements. The further you book out, the better those promotions are, and chances are for you to get them. They are controlled by our inventory. So based on how the ship is selling, we do eventually pull those supplements, those reduced supplements, but we can check on, especially on these 3 group departures, if there are any single supplements for them. If you're interested in these group departures, we can have John's team check for you on that. But just in general, we always have some great single supplement promotions. Again, no single, 25%, 45%, all based on how far out you book and based on just the inventory that is already sold on the ship.
And yeah, Garrett, if I could just add, we also have some river ships that actually have single staterooms built in, so they are true single staterooms.
Excellent. Any other questions? I wasn't reading all. I was kind of reading over your shoulder.
Where can they find the link to the tours and the pricing?
Link to the tours and
The group tours that you have that Garrett went over at the beginning.
There is not a web page designed for these. What I can do is when we put together the email that will have the link to this webinar, I can include links to the Scenic website where you can see the itinerary and those types of things. I know a lot of times, for example, for the signature groups, we put together websites for them. But we don't typically do that when it's just a group departure for, you know, a dozen or how many ever MOA members that want to go on that trip. But we can certainly include a link to the Scenic site or get that information and put it together for you. Anything else?
Yeah, John, we got Cheryl asking if they take our air, are they able to upgrade their air into business class for the additional fee? Which the answer is yes from our side. So John works directly with us.
I was gonna say yes.
We do book live with our airline partners, and we absolutely can look at those options for you. Do any of the suites have twin beds or two beds of any size?
I can tell you my suite has 2 beds. I assume they're convertible, right?
You can't pull them apart though.
Huh?
You can't pull them apart.
Mine are.
On the river, we can. On the river, we do have the option of separating them to 2 twin beds.
Nice.
But on the ocean, I don't know.
Okay.
I haven't seen them apart.
I can tell you that the suite I'm in, I'm here with my daughter, and we went into the room, and it had 2 twin beds. And our butler came in and said, "Are you fine with the beds like this?" And we said yes. So I know at least one suite 618 has 2 beds in it.
I might go to my
I
room.
thought so. I'm pretty sure most of our rooms have the ability to convert from a queen to twins.
I will say, because we always end on this slide that has the MOA Vacations 800 number and the email address. If you are interested, like in, a date or an itinerary and you're looking for a single rate, or if you want to make sure that you get a room with twin or double beds, just give us a call or drop us an email. You'll talk to one of our reps or cruise consultants rather, who has gone through the training on Scenic. Obviously, if you ask a question that they don't know the answer to, they can reach out to Garrett. Garrett is actually MOA Vacations kind of contact at Scenic. But yeah, give us a call and just say, I'm looking for a single rate. I want to go to Antarctica and I want to go, obviously you're not going to say the summer because that's winter there, but I want to go in November, or I want to go part of the group or something like that. And they can get you that detailed information on exactly what they look for, what you're looking for.
John, there is another question here that's pretty important. They're asking if these group departures are just for MOA members, or are guests allowed to bring other folks?
I'm sorry I didn't make that clear. Everything we do for MOA members is open to MOA members and their guests, and you can bring as many guests as you want. So be it our signature groups where we take the whole ship, or groups like these we're talking about, we want you to have as much fun as possible when you go on a cruise vacation. So if you look at me and say, I want my brother to go, I want my neighbor to go, I want my kids to go, or whatever it is, absolutely. And obviously the military discount is only for military people. So if your neighbor or your brother or your kid or whatever you want to say wasn't in the military, they're not going to get the military discount. But that MOA exclusive amenity and the ability to go in the MOA groups, absolutely. And that is not only Scenic, that's everyone we work with. Our I guess mandate or our mission is to provide the best vacation service at the lowest possible rates with the most amenities to MOA members. So yes, and it's MOA members and their guests. So yeah, if you look at Antarctica and say, hey, there's me and a group of us, 5 cabins, 10 cabins, whatever it is, as long as there's space on the ship, you can bring as many people as you like. And there was another question I was going to touch, and somebody asked about that military rate. Since I brought it up again, it is like per suite. So if I'm in the military and my spouse wasn't, the military discount would apply to that suite. If we brought friends and neither one of them had military service, it wouldn't apply to theirs. So if that makes sense. So it's per stateroom that military discount would apply for, because it's a per stateroom discount. It's $500 off per stateroom or $300 off per stateroom. So only one person needs to be in that suite or that stateroom in order to get that military discount. What else we got?
Did you answer the age limit question?
Oh, I did not. I didn't see that one in there. I'm going through there, but our age limit, it's 12 and over. That's for river and ocean, and it's so I really like to paint the right picture, right? So these ships are not made for children, but that doesn't mean that there aren't certain children that can appreciate these things. My son, for example, 19, very bougie palate on that kid, so he would absolutely love this as long as he brought his laptop or something with him. But I would recommend make that call, talk to John, talk to the team, and talk about the experience and what works for you guys. But we absolutely do 12 and older. We do a lot.
Yeah. And I by the way, don't call me for those of you who haven't heard me say this before, I'm not a travel agent. You want to call
Your team.
a travel professional, yeah. But I could certainly refer to you as a travel agent. But when we did the tour, when we saw the helicopter and we saw the mudroom and we saw the submarine, we also saw the Zodiacs. They have kayaks. They have what do you call them?
Stand-up paddle boards.
Stand-up paddle boards and those types of things.
And sea bobs. Those are the funnest.
There you go. And they literally, this is one of these ships, if you've ever seen pictures of them before, where they actually have the deck that comes out of the back of the ship, where you can launch these things from. So, yeah, I mean, 12 and up, absolutely. I think they'd love it.
So John, I think there's a
yes.
follow-up to that question about MOA members and guests coming. So the group departures that we have set with MOA for these 3 trips that we talked about today, those are open to anyone from MOA, as well as the general public. So we will be selling into those groups. They're not full charters, as John mentioned. The signature trips. These are
We won't
just
be selling into the group, so it'll be other people on the ship who are not part of our group.
correct. There will be other people that are not part of the group.
Yeah, we only
Unless for some reason MOA decides there's enough interest and you take over the entire ship, that's very possible. But that could be something down the
we
line.
can talk about 2027. So anyway,
Well, we were kind of plotting one a little earlier. So.
anyway, yeah. Any other questions? I need Manny to be on these. I love having somebody to help me out on these. I'm normally flying solo, like got my reading glasses on, trying to read the questions. Anything else we need to discuss?
I think he's buttering me up, Garrett. He wants the key to this suite, is what it is.
I'll manage. Anyway, any other questions?
So for the group trip, it may be 20 to 30 MOA members, guests, and then the rest of the trip.
Yeah, we just answered that one.
Okay.
Pardon me?
Garrett says he just answered that one.
I want to hear the question. So 20 to 30 people?
20 to 30 MOA members, guests, and then the rest of the trip has everyone else from the world who wants to cruise. Is that correct?
Correct.
So it is, oh, yes. Are there group departures, just MOA members and guests, or other people attending? Same question. It is going to be a combination of those. There's a thank you from Scott Hampton over here. Says that he's excited that we shared all these great opportunities. The twin beds, no, we've covered them all.
Yeah, Scott, I was willing to come on this cruise for 3 days.
His arm's still hurting from where we had to twist it.
Yeah, to go back to the only MOA. So when we take an entire ship, those are what we call the MOA signature groups, and we only do 2 or 3 a year. We have 3 in 2025, which is going to be we have the tour. It's a land tour, 16 days, Australia, New Zealand. We have 7-night Greek Isles on Greek Isles, like an ocean. And then we have Burgundy Provence's river. And then for 2026, we have I'm trying to remember what they are. We have a 7-night Eastern Europe, which is Budapest to Bucharest. And we have a 9-night Dublin to Lisbon, which is kind of a Western Europe. But I've talked to Garrett, and Manny and I were kind of talking as we were going through this. For 2027, we haven't even started planning yet, but very intrigued with some of the things that Scenic offers. Those signature groups where we take the whole ship, we have to plan at least 2 years in advance. And we've just started partnering with Scenic. I think, Garrett, I met you when you were in Kansas City. It was either like February or March, right? It was this year. For sure. Right. So we're kind of in the infancy of our relationship, but I'm going to tell you, they're fantastic partners from everything I've seen so far. The fact that they've added a military discount, I think, is awesome. I think we've got an exclusive amenity for those of you who read the newsletter or get the newsletter. Rather, the VP of Sales, Liz Betts, actually but conducted that interview with us. So if you haven't read that. I think she provides great insight to the product they have. And I'm not saying it just because they're here. Everyone I've met there is great people to work with. It is one of those ships you get on. Everyone who's working on the vessel comes up to you and says hi and is friendly and is helpful. Whether I was up late last night working kind of in the Scenic Lounge, and the people that were, cleaning up, mopping the floors and vacuuming and stuff were very friendly and everything. It's just a very welcoming, warm atmosphere, and it's great when you're on vacation when everybody seems to be happy you're there. So anyway, we look for big things in the future, but yeah, for the next couple of years, those have already been locked in. But definitely looking at 2027, and I know it sounds a long ways off,
But it's really not.
it's really not. For 2029, we've already started talking to them about Paris and Normandy as a possibility, because we do Paris and Normandy every 5 years. We did it in 2019. We did it again this year for the 75th, the 80th. So for the 85th anniversary, we'll be doing Paris and Normandy again. And there's a good possibility that will be on Scenic, but that's a ways off still. So that's why we're doing these smaller groups up until that point. So I think we're kind of getting to the end of our time. We got 10 minutes left, but we don't have any other
Questions?
questions. We'll go ahead and end it here. A reminder, it won't be until Monday that we have scheduled that we're going to get this email out to everybody, which gives us time to kind of put together some of the information you guys asked for, to get those video clips, get the itineraries together for these 3 groups that we're doing. So be on the lookout for that email. Share it with your friends and family. I'm going to thank Garrett and Manny for taking the time out of both of their schedules. This is the first time we've ever done a webinar with 2 people. So I liked it. I thought it worked great. I hope you all enjoyed it. I'm going to turn it over to Garrett for the final word. Garrett, take us away.
Well, thank you, John, and thank you everyone who joined our call today. Really excited to see all you on our ships soon. So get call into MOA Vacations and get more information on these great 3 group cruises.
Yep. And once again, if you want to go on Scenic and you see an itinerary that you like, but the date doesn't work for you, or you want to go someplace else, for example, for the river cruises, we have Douro and Danube. They have a whole slew of other itineraries. So, if you and a group of friends, or just you as a single or as a couple, want to go on a scenic trip, either ocean or river, we're here to help with that as well. We have the military discount now. We have the MOA exclusive amenity and everything else that we offer. So you should definitely look into possibly sailing on them in the future. It would be an excellent choice for your next cruise vacation. So I'm going to say goodbye to everybody. Have a wonderful week, and we'll be in touch soon. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.